So my cat baby girl is wanting to get in this shot. So she's kind of funny. Like, she wants attention when she wants it, and there's no stopping her. It's really early in the morning. I watched a couple more. You really are going to just lay down on that book, aren't you? No, she didn't. I watched a couple more. I think I got up to episode 6 of The Tiger King last night, and my disgust has not ended. In fact, I got even more disgusted last night. I will point out something. There was a scene, I think it was in the 4th episode, where Joe Exotic was inside a cage. Don't scratch my book. Hey, now you need to get your butt out of here. She wants to go outside. And, you know what? Come here. Come here. Come here. No. She's like, no. I will not be apprehended. But Joe Exotic was in a cage with a lion, and it was a male lion, had the mane and all. And there was one of his little helper women behind him down by the tail end of the lion. And you know I know cats. And while my cats are not as big as those cats, they're still behaviorally very much the same. And in that scene, yeah, my floor needs swept bad. In that scene, he's snuggling with the lion's head, and he's not really paying attention to what the girl behind him is doing. And all of a sudden, she reached with her right hand, and she was scratching at the lion's stomach. And right away, I was like, oh my God, don't do that. And the lion basically went into... She's attacking my book. What is your problem? Seriously. Get out of here. I'm sorry. But the lion, immediately showed aggression. And, since Joe Exotic's up by its head, and it was basically going to attack him, and it did. It cut his arm pretty bad. And he was telling her, get out, get out, get out now, which, I do commend him for. Are you guys just weird or something? No, get out of my, no. What in the world? Come on, man. I sound like Joe Biden. Come on, man. Come on, man. But immediately, he was telling the girl, get out, which I do commend him for that. I mean, he was holding that lion and telling her to go, and she was fleeing. But I will point out, that was totally her fault. That was so stupid, and it was so stupid of him not to tell them, don't ever do that to a cat. I've seen several things in all of that was stupid. Like, they had some, I think they were tigers in a parade, and they had 2 girls in there with Santa hats on, and we're inside this cage going down the street, with all these people screaming and yelling at the cage as they're going down the road. I'm like, that is such a volatile, dangerous situation. And there's all these little kids there. I'm thinking, how negligent was that town, wherever that was, where they were doing that? Can you imagine, with all those little children there alongside of the road, if those tigers had decided to attack anybody in those cages? What a bloodbath that would have been, and how that would have traumatized those little kids. I mean, baby girl, Madison. Oh my. What in the world is up with you, girl? But Yeah, I am completely horrified. I'm horrified of the combination of the guns and the tigers and him, getting in kind of a spat with his tigers and shooting at them, even though he didn't shoot at them directly, but he was shooting at them and they were still, fearlessly showing aggression towards him. I mean, it was just a bad combination. I just don't think what those people are doing right. I mean, I can't help it. I don't think so. I I just don't think that that should exist anywhere. I mean, yeah, it's great to be able to see those animals up close and all that, but I mean, leave it to the professionals, that actually go out into the wild and film these animals in their own natural habitats and watch it on television. I mean, you don't need this close up experience. I mean, oh my god. I even freak here because there's an alligator park here, and there's a bunch of wildlife refuges here where you can go see the alligators in their natural habitat. But there's one here where they've made it just basically a three-ring circus, and they give even little kids a very close up experience with alligators. And I'll mention that to people and they'll be like, oh yeah, we went there, we took our kids there last week. And I'm like, duh. It's like, because that's, to me, that's just an accident waiting to happen. The way that they get these people in such close proximity with these alligators. And I don't know if they did this for publicity, but there's like an ad for the park out, and they show this very slender young woman dealing with these very large animals. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, what is she going to do if an alligator, or that alligator right there... Stop! Stop! Hey, what are you doing? Madison's a little creep today, apparently. But anyways, I had a lot more to say about Tiger King, but Madison's making it so I can't think. I don't understand. She doesn't usually act up like this. I know everybody else is outside, so that might be why, but she was already outside and she wanted to come in, so that's why she's even in here. The rest of my cats, well, most of them are outside. Her and Chester are still in here. What else did I have to say? Let's see, there was the thing with Don Lewis, that was over, and I haven't talked about that anymore, really. But, Joe Exotic was really trolling her. I mean, seriously trolling Carole Baskin. And then he was going to run for president. I was like, oh, Tiger's in the White House. Yes. Oh. I guess I don't. I think that, like, I'm so mixed emotion about the whole thing when I'm watching it, because, like, on the one hand I hate him and then I feel sorry for him, and then I hate him again, and then I feel sorry for him, and then I hate him. Probably the people that know him feel the same way, but I also think that Carole Baskin and her new husband could have just let it go and stop messing with him, and maybe he would have stopped messing with her, and then they could have all just lived in peace. But that wasn't the way it was. I mean, he was trolling them online, and she was messing with him in the court. And it was the same thing. Like I'm saying, it was the same thing. They were calling each other bad because they were exploiting animals. But I mean, she's hoarding all those animals at her place. What the hell is she doing? I don't call keeping wild animals in captivity, in any way good unless they're injured and you're, helping heal them to release them back into the wild eventually. I mean, she's doing the same thing. So she may not see it that way. I mean, it may be that she loves those animals so much that it's really, really hard to stop. It's like an addiction. I mean, I could totally see that. I mean, they're beautiful, they're graceful. I mean, and I don't really see that there's anything that evil about her or anything. I just think she's confused. You know, that's not helping those species of animals. It's not helping their situation. They shouldn't be in cages, period. Any kind of cages. Right, Madison? Right, Madison?